Is Wild Hearts S the Switch 2 stopgap until Monster Hunter shows up? Or the first portable hunt that actually stands on its own legs? Short answer. The loop still slaps, the contraptions still rule, and portability does a lot of heavy lifting. Long answer. Your fun scales with your tolerance for a softer image, brightened lighting, and a frame rate that behaves better in your hands than on your TV. Let's sketch the hunt. You're a silent contractor in Azuma, a feudal punk patchwork where nature decided to unionize into giant kimono. The story stays light, just enough connective tissue between set-piece brawls, but the delivery is cleaner than most Go Bonk Lizard make pants narratives. The magic is the Karakuri system, on-the-fly building that's more than Fortnite cosplay. Springs to juke charges, bulwarks to brick wall, a beast mid-sprint, hammers that stun, towers to scout, grapples to reroute elevation. It turns every arena into a kinetic puzzle where terrain, timing, and improvisation matter as much as your DPS. Weapons keep the variety honest. The Karakuri katana ramps into a meter-fed stance for extra lashings. The bladed bagasa is a parry gremlin's dream. Catch a swipe, stay in the monster's face, and style on it. Nodachi is your big risk, big reward greatsword. Maul is controlled demolition. Bow feeds the weak spot surgeon inside you. Swapping kits genuinely changes how you approach a kimono's moveset, and the game nudges you to experiment rather than marry your starter. What's actually new in S? The headline is 4-player online plus local wireless hunts. The full post-launch roster of beasts and modes is baked in, and balance passes make early progression less punishing than 2023's launch. The catch: there's still no cross-platform play. Your hunting crew needs to be on Switch 2 too, which shrinks the long-tail population, unless you've got a dedicated circle. Now the elephant in the shrine: performance and presentation. Here's where the critics split. One camp reports smooth sailing both docked and handheld. Another notes dips in heavy fights and a choppier docked experience. Everyone agrees on a visual compromise. The Switch 2 build sands down world detail, brightens a lot of scenes, and swaps some of the original's texture nuance for clean, readable silhouettes. Pop-in happens, asset LOD lines are a thing. Beasts still look fantastic. King Tusk and Lavaback remain poster children, but the environments trade atmosphere for clarity. In handheld, the trade-off lands best. The smaller screen hides pop-in, the softer textures bother less, and the frame pacing feels steadier. Docked is playable, but you'll notice dips when the arena turns into a particle blender, and your Karakuri stack is doing OSHA violations. If your brain needs flawless 60, you'll bounce. If you're here for good enough to hunt with friends, and the fantasy of building a spring under a charging moose bear, you're eating. Let's stack the takes. One review calls this the definitive package with reliable performance. Another says, portable yes, docked not so much. The third pegs it as a strong second shot aimed at newcomers, fun loop, shaky frames, dated ground textures. These aren't contradictions so much as different tolerances. Handheld first players get the best version of STV first players get an acceptable compromise with visible seams. The core loop still does damage. Track the kimono, learn the tells, carve, craft, return nastier. Mid-fight crystal climbs add a risk-reward micro-objective, leap, yank the shard, punish. The Karakuri layer keeps hunts from becoming rote. Springs for emergency exits, stack boxes into aerial slams. On-demand cover to break sightlines or bait a collision. The game rewards creativity, not just memorization, and that's a distinguishing mark from its Capcom inspiration. Let's be blunt about the misses. No crossplay isolates the lobby pool. The visual glow-up sometimes looks like a literal glow over bright caves are a vibe killer. Docked mode can wobble when 4 players, particle spam, and a furious porcupine agree that it's murder o'clock. And if you played the original on stronger hardware, there isn't a shiny new chunk of endgame waiting here. S is more complete edition on a train than Director's Cut. So who should actually buy this? Newcomers on Switch 2 who want a serious hunt now, absolutely. You're getting the full content slate, 4-player hunts, local wireless, and a system that feels purpose-built for portable sessions. Co-op grinders who care more about flow than fidelity. Likely yes. Original owners on other platforms, only if portability and the fourth slot are must-haves. Otherwise, your existing save and cleaner image still win. The deciding axis is simple. Do you value playing anywhere more than perfect pixels? Here's a spicy defensible take. Wild Hearts S is the first big hunt on Switch 2 that feels distinct, not derivative, because Karakuri adds a layer that Monster Hunter hasn't chased. It's also the best way to learn Wild Hearts grammar in 2025, provided you accept that docked is the side dish and handheld is the entree. The moment you block a charge with a snap-built wall, sprint up it, and dive slash into a stagger, the compromises fade. Not because they vanish, because the game finally clicks into the thing it does better than anyone else. If this kind of no BS deep dive is your thing, hitch a ride with Veteran Game and hit subscribe. We autopsy the systems, celebrate the chaos, and keep your wallet safe from marketing adjectives. Final debate bait. Is Wild Hearts S a legit portable alternative that carves its own lane, or are you waiting for Monster Hunter to descend from the mountaintop? And for the docked mode diehards, how low can the frame rate go before your patience snaps?